Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and viewers. We are here, MATCHFIT Entertainment, Wednesday night, should I say, if you're joining us, of course, is Asrnz's 2026 EBS Porsche Supercup Series. Tonight it is round 5 at Navarra, ladies and gentlemen. I think we missed out last week. I think the boys were at Bathurst. A couple of techie issues in the background kept us away, but not tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are back and yes, keen to call the boys here tonight at Navarra. You can see the calendar there. Round 5, Snedden next week. Missed out on Mount Panorama, the famous Bathurst, but we are tonight. And what is going on? What is going on is the boys are just starting to roll out for qualifying right now. 10-minute quali here. Short, sharp heat race, and then the longer feature. Davo by himself tonight, so rolling solo tonight. So give us a thumbs up, give us some support, give us some moral support as we try and call these guys through this quite a technical track in Navarra here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome stuff. The Porsches will go well around here. We will have a touch on the points quickly, I think, before the heat race. But firstly, we'll just focus on what the boys are doing on track. Another short field here tonight. 11 cars out on track tonight. So the competition will be fierce over 12 cars. Eyes on Ethan Cale as we speak here. One of the main players in the championship at the moment. Actually, while the guys are just cycling up, we will get the points up here just quickly. So, obviously, Stuart Asrnz with I would say a commanding lead over the rest of the field at the moment at 457, but JC, John Carter, not too far behind, but there is a few battles just in behind that are definitely worthy of a watch. Obviously, James Foster and Mitch Haas, very close there. Both those boys here tonight, so keep an eye on that. Also Tim Nash and Ethan Cale, very close in the points. A few other close points bundles there. Mark, I think, in 7th position, Mark Mudgeway, official sponsor, EBS, not able to make this round. But yeah, quick breakdown of the points there, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, definitely a few battles up the pointy end of the field. Definitely. So, like I said, out in qualifying at the moment. Looks like Ethan, first car out on track. Stu Smith in. Kenny Simpson here tonight. Awesome stuff in the Monster Energy. It looks this chrome car, the chrome monster car here. So good to see Kenny back on. Mitch Haas we did mention in the points as well. So definitely keep an eye on what's going on there between him and James Cross. Very, very close in the points. Garso back. Carter. Tim Nash in the Hex. number 14 Porsche Cup car. But Ethan Cale, first car on the road. Let's start trying to look at times here. I don't think we got times. We do have times. We do have times, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get them up on the board there so you guys can have a look what's going on as well. Not just me here with all this data in front of me. 1:38.0 for Ethan, and a good half a second back to Foster and Asrnz at this stage provisionally. Very short qualifying session here. We are literally halfway through it as we speak right here, right now at 5 minutes. But yeah, some of the boys a little bit further back do definitely some work to do. Vaughan Martin, one of those who is fourth provisionally on the grid there, as we just see Riley Boswell actually just jumped to the top with, bloody hell, a 37.9. So we thought Ethan's 38.0 was quick. There you go, Boswell across the line. Vaughan Martin actually across the line there. Not sure why that time probably doesn't represent what was going on track. It looked like he was having a fairly quick, clean lap there. Possibly some track infringements, so it wouldn't surprise me here at Navarra tonight, round 5. There's a couple of these corners here that really sort of beg you to use a little bit more. And in these Porsche Cups cars, even if you don't want to go out there, you can find yourself out there. And it can be a hell of a scene. So these boys working hard for it tonight. Eyes on James Foster at the moment. Boswell with another magenta time, I think in the mid sector. So continuing to move the goalposts on the boys here. Ethan Cale just sneaks across only to be pipped like by Arrowsmith there as well. Boswell back. These guys trading positions, the top three. Busy. Mitch not wanting to be left behind in fourth position provisionally at the moment. Half a second off these guys. Time is winding down though. And he will want to get the proverbial finger out and get on it pretty soon. We got Foster, obviously provisional 50. You can see on the totem there. Brad Robinson back on the grid again tonight in 6th. Carso, Timmy Dash, Vaughan Martin and Kenny Simpson rounding out top 10. I think there is actually 11 people in the server. I'm not sure. I'm sure we saw 11 on here before. But here we are. 10 on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Couple of minutes to run. As qualifying winds down. Arrowsmith. And I think that is Boswell. Yes, that is Riley Boswell there. So possibly just racing a little bit at the back end of qualifying here. Probably not conducive to good times, but we will soon find out. So those guys get a little bit of race practice in here, leading up to the heat race. Ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get involved for the rest of the series, you will find Discord links in the description. Get over to the Asrnz Discord and yeah, you know, sign up, show your interest. If this is what you're into, we love a Porsche. Porsche Cup cars, awesome stuff. So get over to Asrnz. Obviously, hit the like and subscribe button. Support MATCHFIT Entertainment and Asrnz and all our sponsors. Obviously, EBS sponsoring the series here in 2026. Race Command and GAMAFLARE. So click that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit us up in the chat box. We'll hit Davo up. Davo's running solo tonight, so hit Davo up. If I get a chance, I'll glance off to the side and see it even. But see how we go. There we go. That is the end of qualifying. And yes, there was 11 people on that grid. Not sure what was going there with our timing, but it has rectified itself. Let's have a look at with said qualifying. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Stuart Smith with a 37.7. Ethan Cale, Riley Boswell, Mitch Haas, James Foster, John Carter, Bradley Robinson, Vaughan Martin in 8th there, Carso, Timmy Nash, and I suspect there is one more name in there, and that would be Kenny Simpson as popping the car on the grid in 11th position, just out of the top 10. Short field here tonight at Navarra for round 5 in Asrnz's 2026. Hang on, let me get my ducks in a row here. 2026 EBS Porsche Challenge as the boys grid up here at Circuit de Navarra, ladies and gentlemen. Short field, short race. This will be hot. These guys all get into it, no doubt, pretty sharply, particularly the boys at the top here. Not a lot of race here to just settle in, so to speak. I mean, these guys really do need to just get on it and get on it hard, like right from the get-go. No mucking around. Let's get the board up there. So keep an eye on what's going on with these guys. We will keep up with as many replays as we can throughout the opening stages of the race. The lights are up, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. Here we go. Navarra, round 5.
Green, green, green.
Asrnz Porsche Challenge. Good clean start from all the boys. Get a bit of a chopper view there so we can get here what's going on in the background there. Ethan Cale really putting pressure on Boswell immediately. As like I said, all of these boys will be pretty keen. Short field, they can see the whole field right in front of them there. And it'll be hectic for the first lap. Good, clean stuff. Nothing really, no big pressure moves here. As we just keep an eye on, I think that is Carso. And Brad Robinson going at it. Brad in the Heineken car there, ladies and gentlemen. And just, oh, has he got it done? Yes, he has got it on Carso. Back up the front here. Aaron Smith gets the boys in qualifying. Continues on as we just got to get back to this little, we can see that back a shot there. I'm sure you, the viewers, can see that as well. In back there, that's Vaughan Martin actually just sneaking through on Timmy Nash there as well. Nice little move, bit of pressure, but yeah, those boys drafting. In the background, that is Brad Robinson, I think, off and backwards. Looked like it might have been a unforced error there. We'll just get a really quick snippy replay on that. It didn't look like there was any other cars involved. So bad luck for Brad. He will have to regather his thoughts and get pointing in the right direction. Out of Riley Boswell's car though, he can clearly see Stuart Smith. And in the background, look what's going on in the background though. Cale, Mitch Haas, side by side through the kink. Oh, has he got it? Haas up on two. It was actually, it was Mitch up on two wheels there. Let's get a replay of this. See if we can pick up on that. Look at that. Wheels in the air from Mitch Haas. Awesome stuff. Ethan. Back. So that's changed again. What's going on there? That's just going back. Ethan Cale. Let's just have a look at that. I'm not sure what happened there. So it's Mitch on two wheels there. He made a mistake somewhere here. We'll just stay on this for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, and just see if we can pick up. I just thought there might have been a sneaky, another little change of position there, but doesn't look like it. Mitch, oh, there it is. I thought there was another one snuck in there. So that was Ethan getting back past, as was James Foster. John Carter also through on the Haas car there as well. So there you go. A little bit of a glance back at what's going on there. Don't we love a good replay button on our streams? I know the boys racing do. They get it like, yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes they don't. It's just like, God, did you have to show that again, Davo? Come on, give me a break. But the most, they do actually like it. Stuart Smith, Riley Boswell, cameras on those two boys at the moment. Nice work. That battle doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. Ethan Cale in a bit of clean air now after that little exchange with Mitch Haas. Mitch Haas, a little bit of an unforced error just back there a lap or so ago. Has lost him another couple of positions, not only the position to Ethan, but John Carter and James Foster. So now these boys are actually going at it as Mitchie just sort of takes a couple of deep breaths, tries to clear the red mist, and gets knuckled in here. Only a 20-minute race here for the heat race. So these guys have got no time to sit around. See him using all of the track on the entry there through the left-hand kink and into that final corner. Let's get back up the pointy end. Riley off the roof of Riley Boswell's car here. What has he got? What can he take? To Stu Arrowsmith. Arrowsmith leading the championship comfortably. Oh, I would definitely say comfortably, knowing Stu's abilities here. That little buffer zone, but he does definitely have some competition in Bosley, Cale and Haas that all aren't that far behind him in the points. So he'd want to keep his nose clean there. Those boys playing up there. Arrowsmith covering Boswell, playing games behind him there. You can see those two guys playing off on each other, trying to psych each other out. That's actually drawn the two cars together. So those shenanigans don't do anything for their pace. Already 6 minutes into this 20-minute race. Fields spread somewhat. Obviously, the two boys at the pointy end going hard at it. Here, this officially is the mid-pack, ladies and gentlemen. That is James Foster in the number 281 car, tucked in behind. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? Let's just have a look at that, just showing up on our leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. And here it is. Riley. Get it done on Stu Arrowsmith. Nearly touching cars there. Looked like Stu just didn't want to give him a hell of a lot of space there. Riley's just like, hey bro, I'm already here. Too late. I'm coming on through. And nice clean pass. Going back to this trio here. This is actually, since we just flicked to that replay, that has bunched up somewhat. Obviously John. Oh, here we go. Pressure on JC. You can see up in front there, Ethan Cale's actually, just see top of shot there. Ethan Cale's actually vied in on that little battle going up the front there. You can see the three of them. These three in a tight fight. Again, using all of that outside. Looks like the pit entry there to get that flick into the left hand kink. And then up into the final corner. There they roll again. So, Buster, Bast, Carter. Can he make it stick? Can he hold it there? Mitch Haas on the attack. Oh, can he? It's on. Oh, here comes Mitch. A little wriggle. Little wriggle from Carter there. Cost him. That little exchange. Had got the car off balance. Had to pull it up, correct it. That's all it takes. Haas was right there to take advantage of it. Let's get up the pointy end here and see. Let's get a replay on the Arrowsmith pass, which just happened in the background while we were banging on about Haas on. Let's have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. You can see these guys top a shot earlier. Carter was coming in close to these boys. Eventually puts the pressure on Arrowsmith. Arrowsmith didn't look like he gave up much fight for that. Arrowsmith starting to play the long game in this championship already. Possibly so. Oh, what happened there? We just lost Riley Boswell, I suspect. Oh, he's in the pits, should I say. As is Bradley Robinson, as we get to about the halfway mark. And these boys start looking at doing a compulsory pit stop. Sorry if I sound confused. I usually don't have this paperwork in front of me. But yeah, Boswell and Brad Robinson in the pit lane as we speak. We did see actually Boswell. Oh no, so I suspect Boswell. Where they are at the moment is the positions have definitely changed, ladies and gentlemen. Ethan Cale now leading the field over Stu Arrowsmith. I suspect Stewie playing the long game here in the championship. There's very few players. It might be a smart move. Foster out in front of Haas. Haas only just recently back past Carter, and he has got the blowtorch out. And I'm sure James will notice because he's well tucked up under the wing of James Foster's car at the moment. Ducking through this mid-sector of the track here. Very technical switchbacks. Got to pull these cars up here. In this last sector here, second to last corner here, where they use all of the ripple strip and some little bit of the grid. Get those cars right out wide for their left-hand kick, and then in to the all-important start finish straight. And roll across the line. Carter in tow. He will be hoping these guys go at it over the next 6 or so minutes. Oh, Haas with a bit of curb there again. I'm sure we saw him do that earlier in the race. Really upsets the car through that kink into two. So it was looking a little vulnerable. It has actually backed him off the back of James Foster a bit there in the process. No surprise. Ethan Cale still has Asrnz behind him, although there is a few car lengths between those two. I tell you what, he would not want to be napping, because the slightest mistake from Cale there, Asrnz will be all over it. And look how close they are. Asrnz a bit deep there, runs wide. Our official mini Meg pack here, ladies and gentlemen, in James Foster, Mitch Asrnz, John Carter. Still going at it. I don't think that's going away anytime. There is Mr. Martins. Martins, oh, like seriously, Vaughan, I literally just clicked the camera on you, bro. I'm not taking the blame for that. There's no commentator's crew. That doesn't apply. Come on, you're already gone, I think. Timmy Nash, just clearly, Vaughan Martin with a little bit of unforced error there. Half spin in the Martins Porsche. Tim Nash allows Tim Nash to actually just tuck up right behind him there. Kenny Simpson. Last car in the field there in 8th position after a few DNFs by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen. So, tough night for some of the boys. Let's get back up the pointy end though. Check out what's going on with Ethan. Asrnz in top. Foster and Martin, it is ramping up. Can John Carter keep up with this? I don't know. Maybe he's just hanging back a little bit. Just waiting. Just in case. We know House is pushing hard. We've seen Mitch a couple of times get the car a little bit untidy off some of these ripple strips. We know he's pushing. Foster will know that. Every time Foster is just a little bit light, a little bit early on the brakes, a little bit light on the pickup on the throttle. Huh? He's right there. He is right there. Lap 10. Only about 3.5 minutes to go. So it's only a couple of laps left in it, and again, that ripple strip, that big, that kick through two there. really upsets the car. We've seen Haas right up on it. He actually gets it, keeps it together, and look at the run. The body language of the car is very bumpy through their high load corner. Tightens up into the left there. A lot going on here at Navarra. Keeping the boys on their toes. This fight is definitely going right down to the wire. Oh, it's getting close. Look at Foster there. Car up in the air. Kale and Asrnz. You can just see him back a shot there on the top of the screen there. Here we go. Still very close. Look, I can't see at this late stage Asrnz without a mistake from Kale trying to forge an attack on Kale's car. Definitely playing the long game. However, I think James Foster and Mitch Haas, this could go anywhere. Oh, and both of them well off. It's that second kink there, actually. It is that turn 2 kink. Very, very close battle here. Let's get out off the roof again through this high load left-handy, and look at the cars moving around. That is Asrnz and Kale just up in front of them there. These guys are all very close on track still. He's coming up on one of the out of position cars. I think that might be the Simpson car. You'll be well aware of that. Stays well out of the fight there. Let's Carter go through as well. Nice work from Kenny there. Fight's not over. Time's nearly up though. Yeah. I think they're going to get another lap out of this. Let's watch this. Final corner. They're definitely going to get another lap out of this, aren't they? Oh no, this is the final complex here. Oh, this, yeah, they'll definitely get one more lap. Thanks for tuning in again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Davo running solo. Sorry, guys. You know, I know it's not the same, but, you know, hit the like button anyway. Just give me some moral support. Look what's going on in the background there. Carson Foster. Whew. He's close and it's not over. Look. He's got more in it. Mitch is like, yes, it's mine. Very close fight between first and second. Ethan Cale, Stu Asrnz as they circulate on their last lap there. Just watching Ethan getting right out over the curb there too, upsetting the car. Again, it's just those little mistakes there. You can see the run that Asrnz gets on him just because of that. He would have got to get out of that a little bit on the throttle there just to correct that. Foster and Haas in the background. Not far behind these guys. That's John Carter in tow. These guys round third to last corner here through the kink. Kale almost covering just there a little bit maybe. Not using quite as much road as we've seen him use in the past there. Asrnz deep as always under brakes. Looking right to the end. Ethan Carroll runs across the line as the winner in the heat race, round 5. Stu Asrnz second, James Foster third. Nice work from James to hold off. Mitch Haas in 4th, John Carter in 5th, Timmy Nash in 6th, Vaughan Martin bringing it home in the Martin's Porsche in 7th, Kenny Simpson last car. on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Nice work from the boys. As we just quickly get up our finishing positions for the heat race there, ladies and gentlemen. Ethan Cale, Stu Arrowsmith, James Foster, first, second and third. Mitch Haas, John Carter, Tim Nash, Vaughan Martin, and Kenny Simpson rounding out the rest of the field with a couple or few DNFs just thrown in there as well. So not all the boys having the race they wanted. But that's what you get when you're racing Porsches around Navarra. So tricky circuit, obviously, and Porsche Cup cars maybe a little tricky to boot. So yeah, bit of a workout for the boys there. Very short little intermission here as they put these cars back on grid. Let's just see where they are at. They shouldn't be too far. We will look at the calendar just quickly while those guys are just mounting up there. So as you can see, round 5 tonight here in Asrnz's 2025 EBS Porsche Supercup, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome stuff. We missed actually Bathurst with some technical issues last week, so glad to be back, albeit just with my mate here tonight, Javo, on the mics, but nonetheless, come on, get involved. If you're keen to jump in and get involved, obviously in the series, links in the description to Asrnz's Discord, so jump all over that. Only a few more rounds to run, obviously Snetterton, not familiar with that one. So yeah, only a few more rounds to run, but yeah, why not jump in and have some fun. Obviously, we're going to thank the sponsors, MATCHFIT's sponsors, MATCHFIT, of course, ourselves, EBS, Essential Building Services, for sponsoring the series, and obviously Race Command and the like. Also, I think these guys have got a little bit of a giveaway going on here somewhere as well. Let's see if I can find that. These drivers are vying for staff and fitness, prizes, best pass of the week, I think the biggest moment, and driver of the week. So these guys are voting each other up at the end of each race and receiving some gifts thanks to Essential Building Services for that once again. So thanks to Mudgy, actually. He's not here tonight. So I know he's been racing his real life car lately, so I suspect he's just busy getting ready for whatever's going on in the BMW. So nice work. Thanks, Mark Munsway and EBS, Essential Building Services, for the prizes for the boys from one week to the other. And like we mentioned earlier, thank you to everybody else, obviously Race Command, MATCHFIT Entertainment, and GAMAFLARE, bringing all this goodness to you. A couple more weeks to go, and then it will be a wrap. And I'm sure they've got some goodness lined up for next time. Asrnz just dipping their toes into the iRacing scene after, I think, 10 years ASR has been around, obviously, a set of course, SIMRACING New Zealand. So get involved, good bunch of guys, good clean races, and now dipping their toes in other racing, so it's worth having a look at, ladies and gentlemen, and getting involved. We are about to go green on a race, and these guys will start to get these cars on grid, so we've got something to watch and not just listen to me banging on. So bear with me, and we'll get some cars on grid for you in a moment. But look, if you so we better get right screen on
green flag,
we can watch it. But yes, Wednesday nights here for Asrnz in the Porsche Supercup. And look at this. This is what we turn. Look at this. Mitch Haas looking for a big look down the inside there. He's vulnerable to card. He wants Foster. There's Vaughan Martin right in the thick of it. That's Boswell you can see in the background. Actually, amends for, I'd say it was a disconnection in the heat race. So he's back and he's on fire. Oh, Haas and Martin going at it. Look at Boswell. Boswell going deep. Can he make it work? No, he can't. He's got Carter all up in his grill. And it is in the back, ladies and gentlemen. These are Porsches. Here he goes. Has another crack at Haas. Haas will have to yield this time. Or does he? No, he doesn't. Gets it done. Haas proving to be problematic for Boswell. Not giving an inch. This is where the fight is. Look at how sideways Boswell's car is there on the chase. Mickey not giving him an inch. Almost looks like he sort of backed out of the fight there a little bit towards the back end of the first lap there. But there you go, Stuart Smith running across the line in front of Ethan Carl. James Foster, who we saw in third position as well in the heat race there, but a lot closer to these boys this time as they bounce over those kinks. Look in the background. Oh, who was that? Mitch Haas off track. Through one of the kinks there. And again, look at Boswell. Attacks immediately. Gets past, as does Carter. Can he make it live out there? Can Boswell make it live where he's got it? Look at this. Riley and John. Ah. Oh, look, I just for my own viewing pleasure, I want to watch this exchange again. Look at this lot. Unbelievable. And it continues on. You can see Bradley Robinson and Tip Nash in the background as well. So what a little fight. Boswell finally passed Haas. Carter came with Haas. Regathering himself. Vaughan Martin actually survived a red hot attack there early in the race as well. Ooh, runs deep there in the final quarter. That'll cost him. Almost staying in touch with these boys at the front, but even James Foster already losing a bit of ground on the two boys up the pointy end. "40-minute feature race, ladies and gentlemen. Foster deep under brakes. Man, he makes that work. But again, it's late on the throttle because of it. Let's get out of the back of Boswell's car. Have a look at the trainer car. Drivers behind this. There's a couple of corners on this track where you can take slightly different lines. Again, just see in the background there, that was Haas with a bit of a wriggle. So struggling with the balance of that car. You want to be careful though, because Brad no slouch just tucked in behind him there. He will take advantage of that quick smart if Mitchie makes too much of a slip up. Very close still, obviously. Race lap 3. Oh, they were just watching Bradley. Just testing that, you know, the lateral grip of the Heineken car there. And that allows Timmy Nash through. Kenny Simpson in the background in 10th. And Carso. Oh, I think we might have lost Carso. Right, let's get back up the point. Let's have a look what's going on. Let's get over the back wing of Stu Arrowsmith as they tip into these couple of kicks. This second one here, we've seen the boys get up on that curb there. Look at Foster, he ran really wide. Was he just trying to stay well away from it? Or did he actually run deep? Oh, won't know. And then down into this really hungry left-hander here, nicely cambered. We've watched the cars there. You can just see the body language of the cars through that left-hander there. Try and pick up on it in the next lap once again. But they move around a lot, quite bumpy, but quite large lateral lobes there. So very, very hungry type of corner here. Battle Spears at the top. Don't have to go far back to see Vaughn Martin starting to have Riley Boswell range up behind him now. Boswell took him a few laps to clear. Now remember, Riley, with a possible disconnection in the heat race there, would have been back to the back of the pack, albeit only 10 or 11 cars, has had to work his way back through, now in 5th, but it hasn't been easy. The boys haven't been forthcoming, let's say. And so, yeah, he's had to work hard and continues to do. Vaughn Martin. Now, just, again, maybe not quite as forthcoming as Riley would have liked. And again, we see Riley a little bit offline there. Vaughn's just like, I might just take that back. Mitch Haas in the back there, and let's just get a view out of Mitch Haas's car, because he does have the bird's eye view of this. And we'll just as we tip into this corner that I was talking about earlier, you can see vastly different lines from all three of them. Look like Boswell went well deep. Vaughn Martin not so much, but has he lost out? No, not yet. They are side by side, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Martin's car. Wow. Very sideways. What a battle. Let's get out of the front of John Carter's car, because he's the one with the view. Martin loose again. A couple of guys still struggling a little bit with the balance of these cars. They're a fickle thing. You sort of love them or you don't with the Porsches. Personally, I don't mind, but I do like a challenge, so the Porsche is good for me. Stu Arrowsmith, ladies and gentlemen, leads the way as we see the boys roll across the start-finish line. Kale in tow. James Foster has not gone anywhere this time. He has not dropped back off the top two like he did in the heat race. So he's kept his nose clean and just been able to stay in touch, which gives him a shot, obviously, at not only Ethan in front of him, but also Asrnz with any potential mistake. Pretty sure they do a compulsory pit stop in this race, so that can change the dynamic as well as it always does. And we just see Ethan Gale immediately, as we are talking, with the slightest of slip-ups there. And that's all it takes, because they're out of the throttle just for a second or two to just rectify that little off-track excursion there. That allows Foster to make 2 or 3 car lengths there immediately. We love same class racing. We love Porsche Cup racing. These guys going at it. Some of the best guys out on track. You will see Riley Boswell in amongst that mix as well. Now in clean air. Probably just hitting his marks, hitting the times. Knows he's got a pit stop these two. Mitch Haas has come with Timmy Nash. What happened to John Carter? John Carter crashed. Okay, let's have a look at this. I'm not sure what's going on here. We missed this. Thank God for replays. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, into this loaded corner here. Bam! And it's a heavy hit on the back of the Martin's car. Carter pulls it up. Clearly to redress the situation. But yeah, unfortunate for both of those drivers there. Getting tangled up. Down into that high load left-hander there, mid-track. Which has put Timmy Nash and Brad Robbins all up a position there. Oh, we just look, Brad, just as we get on, he just loops it up. Carter now starting to get on to the back of Simpson. So Simo gifted a few positions there, clearly, with the shenanigans going on in the background. That is Bourne, you can see there, recovering from that little mistake. But, oh, well, just little, let's just say it's an exchange between himself and Carter. But let's, all that said, get back to Stu Arrowsmith. Give this man a big virtual high five, ladies and gentlemen. Smashing it out, leader of the championship, and a good, clean run so far. Not only race 1, but in the heat race, but here already 8 laps in and nearly a quarter of the way through the feature. So nice work. Stu Arrowsmith, Ethan K in tow. James Foster keeping up. I look, no disrespect, but I think he just sort of fell a little bit behind in the heat race. Wasn't able to get back up to speed with these guys and stay in touch. This time he has stayed in touch. But has he got their measure? That is the question, I suppose. And is he just keeping up, or is he got enough pace to mount an attack? If he keeps the pressure on the back of Ethan and or Stu Arrowsmith, then, like we've seen, just the slightest mistakes and there is a move on. So, yes, definitely kudos to James Foster for hanging in there. Riley Boswell is on his way. There he is, back a shot with Mitch Haas in tow. These boys are coming. They're coming for him, particularly Boswell. There is no doubt in my mind Boswell will rattle that little chook pen up the front there. Those 3 boys will see the Boswell car before the end of this race. Where are we? Oh, what do we got? 13 minutes in. So there is a lot of racing yet to go, ladies and gentlemen, here. What's that? 27. I'll do the math. 27 minutes or something. Less. 26 or something. Either way. Anyway. Hey, I should get a thumbs up just for doing good maths then. Come on, guys. I know there's not a lot of people watching tonight, but give us a bloody thumbs up. Support Davo in the box. all by himself. Call it the Asrnz 2026 EBS Porsche Supercup. Yeah. With the cameras on, Riley Boswell at the moment after a disconnection in the heat race. Started at the back of the pack, so done really well. Let's just get, it will click up on the leaderboard here, the gains. So that's the how many positions lost and gained from each of the drivers there, viewers. And there you go, Riley Boswell up to 6 positions. No surprise. What do we got top speeds? We would think they would all be pretty damn close, wouldn't you? But you know what? They never are for some reason. Mitch Haas, a 255. Oh my God. And the leader of the races are doing a 247. So there you go. Difference there can be. Stuart Smith pretty well has dominated this race. He did get a particularly good start too. I think he did in the first race as well, but it's just like he just has not had to look back. Obviously, got to keep the car pointing in the right direction and going very fast to stay in front of Ethan Cale. But hasn't put a foot wrong. Archie agrees, if you heard that. My parrot, he agrees. He likes Arrowsmith. But he, yes, hasn't put a foot wrong. Carter in tow. James Foster right behind, ready to pounce if either of these boys want to get into a bit of fisticuffs. And, mate, I tell you, sometime in the next 25 minutes, that wouldn't surprise me if these guys start exchanging paint. Riley Boswell, like we mentioned, up 6 positions. Currently in 4th and coming for Foster. I would suspect he'll see him in his crosshairs, but definitely pushing us. Mitch Haas tried to actually stay in touch with Boswell. Boswell particularly quick though, so Haas right there, but probably without the momentum. As we actually see, I think that is Haas entering the pit lane, ladies and gentlemen. So just keep the cameras on that. Yeah, tricky little pit lane here. If we get a better camera angle, there you go. Dave O'Solo on the buttons tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Nobody's hit me up in the chat box. I feel lonely. Nobody's watching, and no thumbs up. What the hell? Come on. Come on, God, give us some love. There you go, Mitchy Haas in and out of the pit lane, quick, smart, and back out on track. So nice work, getting it done, and getting it done. Where are we at? 17 odd minutes into a 40-minute race there. So just a little bit earlier than halfway. Now, we were talking about exchanging paints and having some fisticuffs between the leaders, the top 2. And I did say that jokingly, but now we get the cameras back on them. Just have a quick look at what it's starting to look like now. It's starting to get serious. These guys are close. And this could get a lot more serious in the next few laps. Well, no, it's not. Well, what are the... It is and it isn't, because we've got Stuart Arrowsmith in the pit lane. So here we go. This is where positions can be gained or lost. We talk about it all the time. J-Man's the aficionado on this stuff, but we don't have him here tonight, so I'm going to give you the Davo version of it. If Stewie mucks it up... That's it. That's all I got. Anyway, Ethan will want to do a cracking lap here to cover, to try and get the overcut, I think they call it. I'm jamming with you. But yeah, Ethan will be very focused to make sure that now seeing obviously Aaron Smith into the pit lane, as will Foster as well. They would have obviously seen this. Foster dropped back a lot though in that last lap. So these boys will be trying to get a clean lap, whether they're going to pit this lap or not. You know, these next laps are critical for them. Keep them clean and tidy and fast, you know, and that's in order to try their best to make a gain. And here we go. There's the pit lane on the right-hand side, and that's Foster sneaking. So there you go. Said Kale, stay out. And Foster in. Let's get, I can actually show you guys how many people have pitted and how many haven't. So there's your pit stops there. Aaron Smith's been in, Mitch Haas has been in, Vaughan Martin's been in, Kenny Simpson and Brad Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, all been in through the pit lane so far. And good stops. That's Boswell actually just sneaking in the background as well. We missed that, but there he is. Car a little bit crooked on the jacks, but in the box and getting it sorted out as we. Let's have a quick sticky beak and see where the. Let's have a quick sticky beak where Ethan is on track here. So, heading around towards the back section of the circuit. How do I know that? Because we have a track back that I forgot to turn on. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. There's our beautiful track map, top right-hand corner of the screen. And you can see where he is right there. Leading the race. And definitely coming up to the final sector of the course. He was mid-track. I knew what I was looking at. And around the final corner and stays out once again. And so this is what we were talking about earlier. Critical. And does he just cover off Aerosmith's pit stop straight away, as we quite often see? Or does he try and get out there with no pressure and make some hay while the sun is shining? He chooses to stay out so far. That puts, and obviously we've seen the pit stops there already, which we'll bring up again there. But obviously Nash is moved into second and Carter into third because they haven't stopped. So these boys still out on track. There is Carter, not far behind Nash, actually. Both of these guys in Hex cars. So, a couple of sister cars there rotating as they actually look pretty good. Just circulating on track there at the moment. So, nice skins. Nice work, boys. There is Aerosmith in the background, however. And that is a pit stop car right there. And he is starting to range up on the back of these boys already. It is a reasonably short pit entry and exit. And a very sharp, short pit stop. Here we go. Let's get eyes on this. So, Ethan, should I say, into the pit lane very snappily too. There's quite a short entry at speed before the control line. These guys do not stay on the jacks too long, and you can see that pit exit, or that control line is right there, particularly for Ethan. We will look over the back of Ethan's car here. I would say he is. Here we go. That is Stu Aerosmith now behind Ethan Kale, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. There is the overtake in the pit. So Ethan making it work out on track there. Staying out those few extra laps. Get some good, clean, solid times in. And getting out in front of Asrnz. Asrnz will want that position back. Does Asrnz play the long game? I was sure he was playing the long game, championship game in the heat race. Does he do it again here? Ethan, another one of the Hex cars. John Carter leading the race. Comes on Carter. Car stays out again. One more. We just about hit the 25-minute mark, which means we're like, there's not long to go. 15 minutes to run. That's less than the heat race. So, plenty going on. Now, if you guys notice, just in that backer shot there, and we'll see if we can pick it up again there. You don't have to look too far back. Here we go. To Ethan Cale and Stu Arrowsmith. So that's how close these boys. Now, these are pitted cars. So they've done really well. Clearly red hot pace from these two. And just tucked up behind John Carter. Unpitted car, mind you. So the pit lane is short. They don't sit on the jacks long. But, wow. Just shows you the pace of these boys. And we are soon going to find out as we see Cale unforced goes around. Oh. And Arrowsmith very, very lucky to have avoided that, as we can just see on the chopper cam there as well on the replay. Wow, very, very unfortunate for John Carter there. Ethan Cale, should I say. Sorry, name mix up there. Which puts, now puts Stu Arrowsmith back in the lead. Sorry for the name mix up, guys. John and Ethan. But puts Arrowsmith back in the lead there, a little bit deep into the final corner there. But nice work. Carter obviously still out in front. Hasn't chosen to pit yet. Foster is the number 2 car on track at the moment. As you can see, just saw Stewie run across the start line. Ethan Cale has kept that car in a podium position. Only just because look over the rear wing and bring on Mitch Haas. Mitchy, hungry. How hungry is he, though? I mean, you know, you can be as hungry as you like if you haven't got the talent or the tyres. You're not going to cut it, so. But Mitch Haas going hard on the back of Ethan Cale's car. James Foster now, well, look, after John Carter pits, and here we go again. Here we go, just pick up on Johnny. Stays out again, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Stu Arrowsmith there. James Foster. Cars are close. And then there's this lot. We were just talking about Ethan Cale. Mitch Haas going at it. Now these guys do have a fairly healthy gap. Back to 6th position. And there's a bit of a gap actually, obviously after the spin. to second and third position. So this will be for third position, these two boys. So Mitch has definitely got plenty of vigor on looking for that pass, because like I said, this is the podium. This is the bottom step of the podium here. So these guys will be fighting hard for it. Once Carter comes in, Asrnz will go to the lead over Foster in second. So this is third position, and then this is a worthy fight for third position as well. Oh, God, I did probably already voice my opinion. Has Mitchy got it? Come on, we know he's hungry for it, but has he got it? Has he got it? Can he take it to Ethan? We are soon going to find out. Ethan, after that spin, it's taken him. It looks like it took him a little while to just calm. Mitch gave him plenty of pressure, but Ethan just locked in again. As you can see him just hitting all his marks as we see. Oh, here we go. That's just John Carter in. We expected this. So there goes Asrnz past. There goes Foster. John Carter and Ethan Cale will be the next two cars. Just bottom of screen there. There they go. So where does Carter come out? Nash is the next car on track. Has he got this? He does. By a country mile. There was a good gap. So good game for Carter. Hanging out there again. Running it long. And we could say the same about Ethan, but then he binned it and threw it all away. Send any complaints via email to J-Man. Anyway. Come on, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Awesome racing from these boys, actually. There's only a limited cars on track here, but these guys are actually putting on a damn good show at the moment. Stuart's running away with it now over James Foster. I don't think James ever really had the measure for Cale and Asrnz anyway, but definitely enough to stay in touch. No disrespect, James, but up your game, brother. And Ethan, after a little mistake, really, come on, Ethan. You up your game as well. Just do better next time, okay? Mitch Haas has been getting a lot of airtime tonight, and rightly so. He's been right in the thick of it, right in the action, awesome stuff, and well worth the camera time. And continues to do so. You can see just back a shot there, that is John Carter in fifth position, and then not actually that big a gap back to Nash there. There's Nash's car there, just running across the start-finish line as well. So, what have we got here? We've got a Foster crash. What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Foster, unforced, just rotates the car ever so slowly. So hard to watch. This has really opened the door to the boys behind, and you can see them right there. They will be hungry, but they will smell the blood. They will smell the James Foster blood, and they'll be coming for him now. He can't let that rattle him. What have we got? 32, nearly 33 minutes. There's only 7 minutes left in this race. Carter, sideways in the... Oh, should I say Cale? Sorry, guys. I don't know why I keep getting your names mixed up. There you go. Ethan Cale, John Carter. Two different people, apparently. Look at Mitch. Mitch, you could see it over the rear wing. We're looking over the rear wing of James Foster's car before. You could see Ethan Cale very, very sideways in the background. That has clearly raise the temperatures of the rear tyres on that Porsche, and it will not like that. It will not like that. And Again, Mitch Hart smelling. He's just having a sniff. At the back, Mitch has a little sniff at the back of Ethan Carl's car there. Oh, here's this corner. Favourite corner on the circuit, this one. Oh, Haas using all the road. Very bouncy car to drive. They don't have a lot of travel in them. Very stiffly sprung. They bounce. They wriggle around. They porpoise over the bumps. Tricky car to drive. Archie agrees. Wind down. A little over 5 minutes to run here. Let's do well, we're not really going to do a recap. We're actually just going to recap the position. So it's Stu Smith well out in front. Like seriously well out in front. You can see by our beautiful map in the top right hand corner there, ladies and gentlemen. The green number 1. Bam. That's Stu Smith. In the BP 992.2 Porsche Cup car. James Foster recovering after just a little mishap, you know. But focused on the second step of the podium, as is these two boys. Different step, but super focused. These guys have been going at it for the last 10 minutes. Since Ethan made a little error whilst leading the race. Yes, it probably is too soon, Ethan, but I'll just bring it up again for content. But yes, little unforced error from Ethan. There has put him in a position where he is vulnerable for the third step on the podium, and in Mitch Haas who is actually challenging him for that at the moment. Ethan definitely doing himself no favours, running deep there again, as you can clearly see on camera there, a couple of corners back there, so Mitch easily able to stay in. John Carter isn't that far back from these guys, so nice work from Jono. JC smashing it out. In 5th position, Timmy Nash, sister car back in 6th. Vaughan Martin, an up and down race for Vaughnie. We quite often see that with Vaughnie. Nonetheless, car looks bloody fantastic. And he's going hard at it. On this, just quietly, I didn't see this earlier. Riley has literally pulled that car up, so okay, we might have picked up on that. There you go. Anyway, let's get back to the action here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the last 2 minutes and bloody 45 seconds of it anyway. Stu Smith running away with it, so we won't watch him because he's in another postcode. James Foster, probably a bit the same, so we won't take any notice of that as well. Oh, hang on. While we were mucking around with the Riley Boswell replay, what happened there? We had a Mitch Haas pass on John Carter, and let's find out why. Let's have a good hard look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Did I say Carter again? I did, didn't I? It is Kale. Sorry, Mitch. And sorry, Ethan. And sorry, John. Sorry, everyone. For me mixing people's names up. But here we go. Here's the replay of it. the right replay? I don't know. Here it is. Now we got the right one. And it is worthy of it. It is spectacular. What a freaking move from Mitchie there over Ethan. Nice work. Took me a little bit of scrolling to find that one, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Nice work. I wondered whether Mitch had that in him. And clearly he did. And that fight is still continuing on. No, it's not. As we go back live here, we've only got about 20 seconds to run here in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Even less. Does Aris slow down? Probably not. He is going to run across the line and these guys will get another lap. So Stuart Smith, cheeky bugger. Don't you hate that guy? You know, he could have easily slowed down for that, but he didn't. Ethan Cale's over it already. John Carter in the background. You want to be careful there. I saw this in a race the other day where boys were trying to finish up too early. Timmy Nash in 6. I think that was Carter. I think that was teammates there just letting a little bit of team orders maybe going on in the background there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, who would have thunk it? Vaughan Martin holding down 7th position and Kenny Simpson in the background in 8th. Riley Bradley and Carter out and off the grid at the moment. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to wrap this up in a moment for round 5 in Asrnz's 2025 EBS Porsche Supercup, ladies and gentlemen, here at Navarra. Very short field, very lack of attendance on track and in the comms box. My God. We all need to up our game. But here we are. We're in the final corner for Stuart Smith and a commanding win. So nice work from Stewie there. Awesome stuff. As he rocks across the line in a damn good looking car, mind you. I don't mind that BP car. And Aerosmith steers it particularly well. James as well in the back. Chas not that far behind. John Carter and teammates, Ethan Carter, Tim as well. Come on, guys, get these cars in formation. They look fantastic. Tim Nash in 6th position. Warney still circulating in the Martins plastering car. Massive supporter of Asrnz, and I would hope MATCHFIT Entertainment as well. But go Warney. This man knows how to paint a car. You need a car painted? Talk to Vaughan Martin. We're in the final corner for the final time. Nice work, Warney. And Kenny Simpson in the Chrome Monster Energy car. Smashing it out. Through the final corner for the final time, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is a wrap on round 5 for the Asrnz 2026 EBS Porsche Supercup here at Navarra. We must thank all of the people involved, as usual. Sponsors: EBS, Race Command, MATCHFIT Entertainment, and GAMAFLARE, all on board here to make all this happen. We are at Snetterton next week. That will be bloody awesome. So can't wait for that. Hopefully the boys get a few more guys out on track. That would be great as well. And maybe we could get maybe some hands up in the comments box as well. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen next week? We'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for bearing with Davo by himself. Oh, just banging on, doing a half-assed job. So, you know, I feel for you guys, really do, because that must have been painful, really, seriously. So, thank you for all you guys tuning in, obviously, tonight, and we will see you guys all next week at Snetterton for the Asrnz EBS 2026 Porsche Supercup. Thank you very much. Remember, hit the like button. Come on, support Asrnz and MATCHFIT in the process by hitting the thumbs up button, and EBS and all of the other people involved as well. So get over to their Discord, links are in the description. Join up if you like what you're watching here. It looks like they need a few guys on grid anyway, so mate, you should just get over there and join up anyway. But anyway, we'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining. See you at Snetterton.